What's going on, people? It's not D, it's Louis because D's computer's acting up again. Live match reaction, 2-0 win into the fifth round. Mill at home next round. Nice professional performance. I had three things that I wanted to happen in this game. I tweeted it earlier. I wanted to be into the fifth round, number one. No fresh injuries and minutes of players coming back. Those are the three main things for me tonight, and I think they will happen today. I think Dee's put the link in the description if you want to have your say. We got over 100 likes on the watch along. Let's see if we can run up the likes on this as well. So what's everyone's thoughts on the games? Put in the chat who your man of the match was. I saw a few tweets saying that Lacroix was pushing Franca to go celebrate with the fans. Can anyone confirm that? I'll go through some comments. 45 minutes of Franca and Esse is all I need. Yeah, I think we all want to see them, but remember our two main players are out today, Esse and Sa. Here's the dog said, y'all see Lacroix push Franca to celebrate with the fans. I'd like to see that. Hopefully there's a clip of that. It's been a long road for him. Casey Chambers up the Palace. Tim, good win. Very nice to be moving on in the cup, and Millwall should be about. It's getting a bit tasty, baby. If you know Bootlegger on Twitter.
What's going on, man? What's going on? What's going on, people? What's going on, chat? We're through. We're through to the next round, and we've got Millwall. Me and you done a watch along, so thanks to every single one of you that's tuned in for that. If you're tuning in for this, hit the like button, subscribe, and make sure to call into the show. The lines are open now. You can click on the pinned comment to join us live this evening. There's a lot to talk about. Positive performances. Wharton, solid 60 minutes. We've seen a cameo of Franca, Esse, Ben Chilwell came on for 45 minutes. What was our thoughts on him, especially considering that he hasn't played that many games? A lot of positives, a lot of smiley faces. Everyone should be smiling. Everyone should be happy.
Thoughts on Wharton, the Oracle, Neo, the chosen one. I've got to say it every single time because I don't know, there's something about the way he plays. He plays like Neo in the Matrix.
Yeah, if you haven't watched Matrix, make sure to watch it. The other shows are.
He ain't watched nothing. All he watches is Saeed TV, Saeed streams, and 12th Man podcast, and DR Sports, and Arsenal TV.
Yeah, don't let me bring out the tweets because your ball knowledge is absolutely stinks. As well. But let's not waste any time.
I was hacked.
He was hacked. Yeah, I hope he was because someone else statement you made. boy.
We don't speak English.
Yeah. Well, you couldn't see anything either. You were struggling. Let's bring on Tim, who's the first caller of the evening. Tim,
go.
Come on. Doncaster away from home, Millwall in the next round. I mean, there's a lot of positives out of this game. Of course,
you gotta love that.
Where do you want to start? The floor is yours.
Let's start. I mean, I love that we're getting Millwall in the next round. That's going to be an absolute banger. That is fantastic. I think I want to start with Kamada because I thought he was very decent today. I thought he was making enterprising passes, progressing the ball, very solid. And when Uzi was giving it away a little too much early on, I thought Kamada was the primary force moving us up the pitch. So I like to see that. Not a perfect performance. I still think Uzi's man of the match, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. I like that he's getting into the flow of games. He's getting into areas. He's progressing the ball. I thought he was pretty solid. And I like to see that because we need him. We need him to be a viable option when we have to call on somebody in that position. So, I mean, that was great to see. Backline decent, but defense was a little bit leaky at times, a little bit shaky at times. But I'm so happy that we got to see Franca at the end of that match. I mean, that kid has just had the worst luck of I mean, it's been. I think I'm not the only one who was wondering if we were ever going to see him, and now we got to see him back out on the pitch. I mean, I hope we get to see a little bit more of him. Wharton is a man. We are a different team. We are such a different team when Wharton is out there. Just his passing range, his vision, his ability to get on the ball and hold it. I think that's maybe, I'd be curious what you guys think. Probably the most underrated piece of his game for me is when he gets on the ball and you try to shove him off the ball. It's not so easy to shove that kid off the ball. He holds the ball very well. That is his passing range is the best part of his game. But as a midfielder who can hold it and give himself another second or half second so he can survey the area and make the pass, that's a hell of a skill. What a player he is.
Did you see him dictating when other people had the ball though? It's not just when he's got the ball, when he's shouting at Lacroix to give the ball to Mateta. He demands a lot off the other players. And he wasn't happy when he got taken off either.
Yeah. Well, I think to that point, Lou, the two of them, Hughes and Wharton, both do that. They both dictate play like that. And it makes me wonder if that's why that's such a good combination, because they are such a firm foundation in the middle of the park.
What about those Wharton balls onto those SAR runs in behind, or those Wharton round the corners to Esse's in those half spaces?
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that hasn't yet started to cook with what it could be, but yeah, that's exciting. I mean, 60 minutes of Wharton was very nice to see. JP running his socks off like he always does.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gassed by the end of it, but that's great.
What's your thoughts on Chilwell's performance?
I thought when he started, it was like, I suppose I could see how this guy hasn't been playing a lot of football, because we looked defensively a lot weaker in the first 10 minutes that he came on. But then to his credit, he settled into the game. And I have to say, it was very nice to see. I'd be curious how you guys think about this. Chilwell and Munoz looking for each other was very nice to see. That's different. And that will, if we get more of that will make a difference for our attack.
You can see he's technically sound. The way he plays one touch, two touch, bounces it off. He always wants the ball. That's a bit different. Mitchell doesn't. I don't want to get onto Mitchell, but sometimes he looks like he doesn't really want the ball sometimes. Whereas Chilwell's give me the ball. Well,
he's running into areas too. Like this that is, I think that is super important, Lou, that if he gets the ball and then he immediately moves into an area, he moves into one of the half spaces, or he moves further up and he's looking to get the ball. And I do think that is, if he stays fit, knock on whatever, stays fit, and we get to see him more, that ability to balance out each side of the pitch, boy, that will make a difference. A really enterprising Chilwell plus a very good, an improved Wharton who just keeps getting better and back into his natural rhythm. That will make us a very dangerous team, D.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will make us a very dangerous team. And I was going to ask you about the bench, because today we didn't have Esse and Sarr. And once you add Esse and Sarr to this team,
or Eddie,
we didn't have Eddie as well in terms of a striker. Yeah. Once you add these players to the team, that bench is looking much more healthier and stronger and balanced than it has all season long. Of course, players need to stay fit, but
Agreed.
A couple of signings make a massive difference, especially when you're talking about like 9 players on the bench. Well, 2 of them, it can make, we got another number 10 in Esse, and Ben Chilwell can be a left wing back option. So Mitchell doesn't have to play every single game and every single minute. Like, he's looking a bit healthy in that regards, Tim.
I agree. And I think it's super interesting to see what's going to happen when, I don't know, this is the first time, Lou, you've said this many times, and I've not generally been I've never thought you were wrong, but I guess I just didn't see it in the same light. You have wanted a real upgrade on Munoz, and I thought tonight Munoz gets the goal, but I thought he was terrible tonight. I really thought he was. I thought he was bad. His touch was horrible. It's the first time I really thought that I have seen that. So, and maybe it's just a bad day at the office. I don't know.
No, but I say all the time, he's really good off the ball. Like, he is very good in a high press. He's energetic, but his quality on the ball, it can be really suspect, and that does happen
not good today.
A lot in games.
Yeah,
and he really does lack 1v1 as well. He doesn't take on his man. But listen, we've been starved for a long time. I don't want to moan too much. He got the goal, but he's not a top European right wing back. In my opinion.
We're better than what we had before.
Oh, yeah.
Improved it. And then, of course, you naturally want to always improve your squad. You want to look at how can we improve that position and this position. I think with the starting 11, the next position that we have to look at in the team will be a left wing back in the summer once again.
Pat, what do you think on Munoz?
Afterwards, he wasn't that bad. He wasn't. I mean, honestly, I think you have to watch the game back again. He wasn't great, but I think if you go back watch the game again, stats aside, stats are fine, by the way. But just looking, I don't think he was that bad as you guys. Again, I think that the whole Barcelona link is a joke. He's never going to Barcelona. He's not that good. He's just not. But he's fine for Palace. And again, I think he brings a lot. He brought energy. He's in the box a lot. He scored the goal. I thought he was fine today.
I think he's a chaos player. Like, he thrives in the chaos.
Yep.
But then sometimes we need that added bit of quality in the final third. It's nitpicking, but
I get it.
Yeah. I don't want to moan. He's got goals this season.
No, I'm so happy we have him to that point. I mean, he does a lot of things right. It's just, good grief, Patrick. I mean, if his touch is better, he's got a hat trick today.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he should have got a red card. So there's that also, by the way.
That touch for the red. How did it?
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. That's very fair.
But he does. When we're playing against a team that plays out from the back, and you know that transition where it goes to the fullback and he's just on his bike, that you don't get that a lot. And he's always available. He doesn't get injured. He plays 90 minutes. He wants to play every game. He plays with his heart on his sleeve. And sometimes when a player does that, it's hard to criticize them because they're giving their all. It's not from a lack of effort. It's just from a lack of technical ability.
And to be fair, a complete wing back would have to be able to obviously attack the way, let's say, Chilwell attacks and defend like Mitchell defends, and you don't get that. So what Munoz gives you the energy, which I love, and he gives you certain qualities in his final third, and he does get goals. But he has weaknesses. But again, I can't think of a complete, not right back, a wing back, in this country, because they don't play wing backs. And in the European wise, you know who they are. So
I'll name you one, Tyreek Mitchell.
He's not complete.
I would say probably the best on form this year has been Kirkez. I think he's
there you go.
Kirkez is
Robinson as well.
Robinson's actually a left back. I don't think he's a left wing.
Robinson,
back,
exactly.
Play there. Very good. He will thrive in our system, but we're not getting that. Yeah. So I mean, look, today in terms of like the positives as well, I think Chilwell even coming on is a plus because Mitchell got to rest for 45 minutes, which we haven't really been able to do since he's been at the club. But going forward, looking at Ben Chilwell, how do we see him really integrate into the side? Is there going to be more appearances coming off the bench, or are we expecting him to start games, even likes of Everton? Because he's not here for not that long, and Glasner said this as well. Like we brought him because we want him to start playing for us, but then how quick is too quick?
Well, we got 14 games, at least one cup game. But what's your fascination with it? Always we get a new player, you have to start right away. What's that? You did it all the time. What is that about that with you? Every time we get a new player, you have to start right away. What is that about you? What's going on?
No, I'm not saying that. But if we're signing a player on loan, then he's gonna have to play if we sign him on loan to the end of the season, right? Like you're not gonna keep Chilwell. Chilwell didn't join Palace, he's on the bench.
No,
I get that.
But
he joined to be given a second chance because he's been in the depths Cobham training ground.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Exactly right. And not only that, I mean, I trust that Glasner is a man of his word, and he will start Ben Chilwell if he believes in training and the quality shows that he deserves to start. If he beats out Mitchell, he will get starts. I mean, I think Glasner is that kind of manager, and it's one of the reasons I love him. I think he's a top class manager. So I think Chilwell gets every chance to prove he deserves to start.
Relax, man.
I mean, I think that's true, but I also think Mitchell is. I think it's Mitchell's to lose.
Yeah. I think that's right as well. But then I think the idea with Chilwell is that it's going to be more attack minded.
Yeah.
That is so uncalled for. That is so uncalled for because someone actually complimented me at the gym and said, "You know what? You actually got on side just because you think Mateta's a rubbish player. Don't put it out on me." But yeah, look, this is what I have to deal with. Tim. It's hard work with these lot. But
Tim's trying to give his expert analysis, and you're ruining it.
I'm not. You're the one that ruining it. You just caught me off guard with that. But yeah, I agree with Chilwell. I think Chilwell will be coming off the bench, but then sooner rather than later he will start. Franca, just quickly. I know he didn't play for much, but positive, and I think we'll take our time with him as well. And we need to take our time with him because he's been out for so long. And we've seen it, like Decore struggled to come into the side. But the fact that he got on the ball a few times, he looked exciting. I'm excited by the prospect of having Franca off the bench because I genuinely feel like he will be an option down
Patrick
the left.
is loving this, by the way. I'm enjoying this because Patrick is loving this.
We had to cheer Franca's touch today. That was like a goal. Yeah, I thought he was going to come on and he wasn't going to touch it.
Right. Yeah, every touch that he had, it was we were excited because that's what it's come down to. Remember, this is a player with a Ballon d'Or clause. Like he's a player with a Ballon d'Or clause. So there is an excitement there. It was good to see him. Esse came off the bench. Overall, I guess the next focus really is Millwall. We've got Everton, but in terms of the draw, how are we rating our chances early on? Because Patrick didn't like the draw. I like the draw. I like it. Is at home.
Wait a minute. You did not. You don't want to see Millwall at home.
The downside is too down. Of losing to Millwall would be too much. So,
I mean, listen. If you know my background, I'm brought up in South London. It's our biggest. They're our biggest rival. They have been since I was a kid. It can get very, very, very
violent,
very physical, very violent. I'm not joking. It can get that way. It's not like a joke about it. Personally, like I said with Lou, we beat them already a few years ago. To play them again, there's nothing to gain really, except for obviously advancing to the quarterfinal. There's everything to lose. If we lose to them, they have the bragging rights over us. But we don't want to play them again because they're not, they might get promoted. We took their best player. I just don't like it. And plus, I'm going to be there that week, and I don't know if I want to stay for the game. I'm being serious.
Yeah. You're going to stay for the game.
You know what? As well,
I don't know yet. I got to think about it. The
away game. They broke down the barriers in the away game, and there was massive. They broke into the away.
They were throwing the bottles at Esse during the.
They broke after the game, Tim. They battered down their fence and got into the away end. There was massive fights in the away
this is
outside.
Not a joke. This is not a joke.
And they haven't been to Palace in 12 years.
Right. They can't wait. They can't wait to crash Sellers Park. They can't wait to
4,000. 4,000 of them are going to be coming. I don't even know which way they're going to. It's going to be police escorts from Soho.
So is that nailed on lunchtime kickoff?
They will not let that be. They will not let that be 3:00 or 5.
Well, remember you don't remember that we faced Charlton in the League Cup game, and they caused problem as well. They tried to break their away end.
Charlton is not Millwall levels though. I
know. Millwall will be chaos.
Charlton, we hate Charlton. Charlton, I think we're number one in Charlton's.
Yeah.
Because Millwall's literally, Tim. It's like there's an overground South Bermondsey is their station, and it's 5 stops to Crystal Palace. 5 stops on the overground takes you all the way there. It's gonna be, and the FA Cup, you've got to give 15% of your ground, so they'll be entitled to 5,000 away fans. I don't know.
Yeah,
They can reduce it with the police because Brighton done it to us, but there would be at least 3,000 of them.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. But then again, this is the time for Palace to be counted for. It's another big game.
They'll have to treat it like a Premier League game. I think
we will. And I think that's the positive out of it. I don't think we'll see as many rotations as today. Because when you look at today's performance, I can't be too mad about it. Because for me, it's about going through. And we still beat them 2-0, right? But for me, it was like, you got 3 players, especially in the front 3, who haven't played together. You got Wharton, who's coming back from a long-term injury starting the game. And you got Ben Chilwell, who came on for 45 minutes. So there were changes there. Like, we got the job done. But I think for Millwall, I genuinely see us approaching it like a Premier League game. Like, it will have to be like a Premier League game. I don't think that, people are saying, is Esse cup tied? Esse is not cup tied, but I don't see Esse playing in the game.
I don't think he'll play much.
Yeah, I don't see.
So, I have a question for all 3 of you then. The way you just described that feels like that kind of atmosphere. That feels like the kind of game that Glasner will absolutely love.
Yeah.
Like, he loves that because he comes from German football. He comes from real, like, super passionate. I know it's different. I understand that. But that sounds like an environment he will be very up for. Do you think I'm wrong or no? Or is that naive? Or is he going to come in with some naivete?
Go on, Patrick. Let Patrick go. Go on, Patrick. What do you think?
No, without a doubt, he'll be up for it. He understood the Brighton rivalry, but it's a different level. Millwall is not Brighton. It's not, This is a proper.
Because they'll bring on a fight. Like, Brighton fans, with all due respect, they're like, they have Chelsea, Brighton, Arsenal, Brighton.
Exactly.
Like, it's like a day trip. But Millwall now, that's like a war zone. Like,
that's
let me ask you. Wait. Honestly, have you ever been to a Millwall Palace game? Because I have. Have you been to one?
I have. I went to an away one.
Seriously, it's not a joke, I'm not
glazing. It's not. It's actually not. It's actually not a joke. Like,
I'm not glazing. Seriously, I'm not glazing nobody.
Tim, back in that, my dad used to tell me back in the day with the old den, you couldn't go in the away end. You'd have to pose as a Millwall fan in the home end because it was just it was game over.
You get bad in there. You get bad.
Started the tweets saying, "See us, sell us Millwall," with the SE25. SE25 thing. It's a massive game to look forward to. It's a massive game.
For them, it's a free hit.
Fair enough.
We've given them £14 million. They've signed 6 new players. They've bought their training ground out right now. They now own their training ground. They've broken their transfer record, I think, twice in the window, and they've won 4 games in a row. They're on the up. Yeah. This game is perfect for them.
Yeah, it is perfect for them. It is.
But it's also perfect for us as well. It's also perfect for us as well.
It's not perfect for us. It's a tough game. If we play our game and we don't play the occasion, we'll win. But they're going to come. They've got some good players as well. They've signed a few decent players.
Yeah, but I guess
for sure.
But it's the perfect game to go on a cup run. If you're choosing to get to the final and you're beating Millwall on the way there, it's kind of written. Do you know what I mean? That's
I said that I wanted Plymouth first, and I think Cardiff, then Millwall. So I'm happy. Like, it's part of my 3 that I wanted. And I want us to get the easiest run possible. I think this is the 3rd easiest team that we could have got. And it's at home. It's at home. We take advantage.
We're better away.
We're better away. But I've said this all season. We need to fix our home form. And it starts with the Everton game as well.
To be fair, I was listening to, the Pat who does the baseball guy who does all the statistics. And it was actually went through our, expected goals or conversions, and it's exactly the same for home and away. It's just our conversion has been really poor at home. But
not how we play exactly.
Our creation is exactly the same. The amount of chances is just literally the. That's why I said it's not really a big tweak that we have to do. It's just being more clinical.
See, Alan gets it. Alan gets it. Seriously. It's all about surviving the old then. It was about surviving. It's all about surviving.
The thing is, because I watch the NBA and I don't watch any other real American sports. NFL, I watched the Super Bowl yesterday. But in America, I'll send you videos. So you can watch videos. But I don't think you can compare it to anything in America, because in America you have fans who will sit next to each other despite the ladies.
There is no comparison. They're just different.
Yeah. I would say it's quite a bit watered down version. You know how because obviously not Celtic and Rangers because that's probably one of the biggest rivalry derbies in the world. But
I think
in
that's all right.
In the sense of like we probably we're quite a progressive club in South London. They're a bit of the other way. Do you know what I mean? And then
Yep. Everybody hates us and we don't care. Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah.
So exactly. Yeah. I mean, let's see. But going back to this game, Will Hughes, he got man of the match, official man of the match from BBC, and he's brilliant. Yeah. BBC gave him man of the match.
I think we have come to this is my view of it. We have come to expect that Yuzi just delivers at a certain level every game now, and he's coming in and he's just playing consistently. That pass, just a delicious pass into Devaney, but it's full credit to Devaney that after he absolutely fluffs it, and then the second chance he gets. That was an absolutely brilliant finish, just dinking the keeper like that. But that's Yuzi with a great pass, eyes ahead. He is my man of the match. I thought he played extremely well, and I am really no joke. I mean, I do feel terribly for Decore, but I think these two, Hughes and Wharton, I think that is miles ahead of any other midfield pairing we have. Those two together are outstanding. I think they are absolutely outstanding.
You said without Decore, not including Decore, you're saying, right?
I believe even if Decore was fit right now, Pat, I know this is a reckless statement for me to say because I do love Decore, but I would still take Hughes. If all of them were fit, I would still take Hughes and Wharton together as my first choice midfield for Palace right now. I think they are that good together.
Yeah, respectfully, if Decore is 100%, there's absolutely no way I'm taking Hughes over Decore.
But we haven't seen Decore 100%. That was a problem.
No, but I'm just saying. I
get it.
But
I get it.
Glasner's post-match comments. Has anyone got those? Because I think he spoke to the media.
Okay, I'll get the quotes. I'll get the quotes up and I'll put it on the screen. But I think the problem with Decore is that he's not going to feature this season as well. But I think Hughes and Wharton to the rest of the season is a very nice combination because they can both be on the ball and pick out pass. Look at today. Wharton was the main guy when he was on the pitch. Like he was controlling and he was fantastic today, by the way, because that pitch wasn't easy to play on and his first touch was on point. And I think it was the second goal he started to move. No. It wasn't a technical. It's a Devaney miss. He started.
That first time pass, right foot out to Munoz.
Yeah, and so I think he takes that role. But then now what we have is the problem that I had with Lerma and Hughes is that Lerma is very on the defensive side and Hughes is the one player. But now teams can't really target. If they target Wharton, then we can switch it to Hughes. Like we got two ball playing midfielders, and I think the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is the impact that it will have on Esse. Because now we brought in the left wing back in Ben Chilwell, and now Wharton's in the side as well. That's the two players. And also, if we want to consider Esse as well, we'll see what happens with him. But I don't think he'll start that many games at the start. But Wharton in particular is a player that I'm looking at saying, how many balls now? Because can we give to Esse? How
quickly does it get into Esse?
Exactly.
Is it passive or does it go in one or two passes?
And also, how much pressure does it take off Esse? Because Wharton can pick out the pass. Instead of giving it to Esse for Esse to find Sarr, Wharton can find Sarr. Wharton can find Munoz. He can ping the ball across if he needs to be. So hopefully this opens up Esse's game a bit more as well.
I would think that it does. And Pat, I have no... I get it. I get why Decore would be the number one. The reason I make this argument, and again, I freely admit I could be totally wrong about this, but when I see those two together, this is why I think you're right, how it changes the game for Esse. They are the ones that provide the speed. They provide speed of attack. They come in and the ball comes out of their feet very quickly into the attacking third. That's a hell of a weapon that this team has with those two playing together. But then again, I say that, and we haven't seen enough of Decore, and maybe Decore gives us exactly the same. Plus, he gives you physicality in the middle of the park. So I could be wrong here.
I get what you're saying, but like I said, I think people are forgetting how good the core was before he got injured. I mean, he was considered
as
to
a
be
one-man midfield.
a one-man midfield, £8 million player. Liverpool
Yes.
all over him. Man City thought about him. He again, just like
Absolutely.
Wharton, he could break up passes, intercept the ball, progressive passes. I mean, he can do things. It's a shame we didn't see them together at any point. But listen, and then again, I don't anybody think this is a put down of Hughes, because it's not. But I'm telling you, for me, Wharton and Decoy would be an absolutely perfect midfield. But again, Warren and Hughes have shown together that they're very good. I just think that it's a different level with Decoy, but I mean,
it's a great problem. I mean, to that point, Patrick, I mean, geez, what a great problem to have. If we can get him back and he gets back to full fitness, holy smokes.
It's not going to happen, though, because when he's fit, Wharton's going to be gone. I mean, let's be honest, he's not going to be around.
Well, I think Wharton should be given an armband, or maybe Lacroix. I think after Gahey left. But what do you think? You see, with Saturday, I think Everton at home is a real, probably the best test we can get at home at the moment in terms of a team sitting in to see where we are and how we can break someone down. Luckily, they're playing Liverpool on Wednesday, so I hope they get a few niggles and knocks, but Moyes will be coming there and sitting in and looking to hit us on the break. I don't think they have that much pace at the moment. I think Calvert-Lewin's out, but Ndiaye's dangerous. Yep. But they're a big physical side. Brian's been playing right back, so I think it'll be a really good test to see where we are. And if we can maybe come through that with like a 2-0 or just a convincing win with like lots of chances and solid, I think that will give the team confidence to go on like a really good run and into the season.
Like, with all due respect, we need to look at teams like Everton and say, you know what, we're facing them at home. I know they brought in David Moyes, but they got Bournemouth battered them, like in the FA Cup game. They looked all over the place. I know they beat Southampton convincingly, but we just need to take a hold of our home form. The home form hasn't been good enough. We're not always going to play away from home. If we want us to push up the table and be a bit more consistent, we have to change it. So this is a perfect test. This is a perfect test for Palace because we've got 5 days till the game happens. So we've got enough time to rest. Ede's been rested fully, so he should be fit. Sar's got, I think, a bug. He should hopefully recover by then, but he didn't play today. Yeah. And, you know, the back three is another game for them today. They kept the clean sheet, another game where they're learning each other a bit more, especially Richards replacing Chalobah. Like, I don't think there's any excuses. The window's closed. We've got a left wing back. We've got a number 10. We just need to kick on. We need to kick on now. And today, and not only today, I think the past month or so, Tim, we've been heading, 2 months, we've been heading in the right direction. Just the home form. That's the only thing that's been missing from Palace so far.
I mean, Lou said it right, is that we just haven't been converting. I guess I'd be curious to see how you guys think about this, but Everton feels like a game because Everton's big on that back line. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's a game where you would expect that JP sits in and is battering the back line. He would have a tough time. So that's fine. It feels like a game where if you mix it up with speed and creativity, moving the ball fast, because they have size and they have strength, but not pace, that would be I'd like to see more of that. I don't know how injured Eddie is, but it feels like an interesting game for Eddie. It feels like a great game for Sarr, and it feels like a decent game for Ebbs, and maybe a really interesting game for Esse as well. Just creative players with a little bit of pace coming in and getting in behind. Because I don't think go ahead.
The only thing I was going to say is that they were a bogey side. They were under Vieira, under Hodgson, and we just don't beat 100%. Everton. Vieira beat them obviously in the cup, which is big, but just normally we just didn't beat that team. I mean, they're just annoying.
I know, and
no matter who the manager is, they find a way to beat us. So
remember the revert picture. The plays the second half just collapsed completely. Yeah. That's the game where we started.
Jason's right. We always suck against them. He's right.
It is so true, and I feel like we owe them one. This is so true, and they are so annoying in this manner. And maybe it's because there's so many Everton fans in the U.S., Patrick, and this is why it just grates on me. But I'm done with it. I feel like we owe them a battering. It's totally true. All of this is true, and I'm going to be honest though.
I never disliked Everton until Lampard went there. I don't like
Same.
as a club. They're not a dislikable club. They really aren't.
No,
I
no,
like their
you know
fans
what I mean?
too, but
But
Lampard
it's just that
ruined it for
Lampard
me.
part. Yeah, that Lampard in the Vieira game when they're on the pitch, that really just bothered me big time. Since then, I've hated them.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
100,000,000%.
I'm looking at their team. It's just like it's nothing to be afraid of. Like they're still playing Decore in the 10, Garner, Gay, Mikalenko. It's like it's not Lindstrom. It doesn't. It just. It's just doesn't. It's efficient, I guess.
Bogey side. I'll say it again.
The game that annoyed me was that 3-2 at home where who scored in the last minute? It was Esse Gay. It scored in the last second.
Yeah,
oh my god! Oh, that was.
Side,
and we've had a few games. I remember like early days when we got promoted. Where who was it that dived? This was before VAR. I remember it was against Everton. One of their players, Esse, or remember?
I'm sure we haven't. Yeah, I'm sure we haven't beaten them since we beat them in the FA Cup 4-0.
But look, if there's anyone, I remember Glasner. He beat Moyes. He beat Moyes with Frankfurt against West Ham in the Europa League, and he beat Moyes with Palace exactly at home as well. So he knows how to deal with Moyes tactically. But of course, maybe new manager bounce or anything like that. Then we'll see. Have you lot seen what Roman Esse has posted? And let me show you lot. Let me share the screen right now.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Yeah, on his Instagram, he's reposted the Palace Millwall, and he's got a smiley face. He's got a smiley face right there. So of course he's going to be facing his friends.
Oh no!
But yeah.
It's already starting. It's
on.
already.
It's on.
Yeah, it's already starting.
It's on.
But just on Everton, really quick. D, because that's a really important point. And I think one of the things, this is what I love about our manager as well. Like he'd faced Amorim too, and he got the better of him at Frankfurt. Not every time. He was 1-1 against Amorim when Amorim was at Sporting, but they went to Sporting. Frankfurt did and won, and he took us to Old Trafford and won. Got the better of him. So, I mean. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it'd be. I don't know. Patrick's right. They are an annoying bogey team, and I am done. I am ready for us to batter them. It's long overdue. I've never forgotten that. I try not to be a bitter person, but honest to God, Patrick, that bothered me so much. The Lampard. Everton, and especially that away loss and just the pitch invasion. I've never forgotten that, and I feel like maybe it'll be purged from my system when we finally give them a proper battering.
Yeah, Vieira was the best manager against him, and we beat him 3-1 that season, then beat him 4-0 in the cup, and we were up in that game 2-1, and they came back and beat us. So I mean, it's not like Vieira did the best job than anybody against them. But you're right. I just don't know what it is. They don't have like great players. They're always fighting, but they just seem to beat us all the time.
They've spent money. But I don't want this to be an Everton show. But like they've spent money, but they've spent it on wrong areas. That's the thing. They've spent money on each individual manager rather than building a squad around it. And they've had to be the squad every single time because of the players they brought in. But Glasner actually spoke about it. I don't know if you got the quotes, Patrick.
I do. Hold on.
Video. I don't want to play the video because it's on the FA Cup thing. So yeah, go ahead, please, if you got the quotes. Post match. Have you got the quotes? Oh, okay, you got it up. Right, cool.
So I'll read it. Can you guys see it? Because I can read it out loud.
Yeah, we can see it. Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, so pleased with the win today. Difficult circumstances with the pitch, and the players did well most of the time. We scored nice goals. We could have decided it a bit earlier, perhaps, but many positive aspects. Adam Wharton back and playing 60 minutes, and also debut for Ben Chilwell. Many positive aspects, but the most positive one was winning here and going through to the next round.
100%.
On the Venice goal. You miss a chance, next one will come. He stayed positive and scored an amazing one. On the next game against Everton, if we can keep this until the end of the season, will be okay for me. It is important now to start winning at home, and next we play Everton, who have been doing well with David Moyes. I am really pleased with the players and how they performed today. And lastly, I'm facing Millwall. He gets it, trust me.
This. Yeah.
I am told it will be a big derby. The game happened a few years ago, ? But it is good playing at home, and it will be a great game for our fans. They will be very aggressive, but playing at home to a championship side means we have to win.
There
I
you
want
go.
to go to Wembley.
Get
That's enough
in.
for me. Yeah,
Get in.
that's what I'm saying. He
Wow.
gets it. He gets it. That
Get in.
last two sentences is enough for me. They'll be aggressive, but playing at home to a championship side means we have to win. I want to go Wembley. That's on my goal.
Amazing.
He's put it out there. Now it's up to the players, and of course, it's up to him and the coaching staff to make sure we prepare right for this game. But we take a game at a time. It's not a given that we're going to beat Millwall. It's not going to be easy. We spoke about it. Like, the emotions are going to play a big part here. It's about who stays composed. It's not just about who's the best technically gifted player. We know we've got a better team than Millwall. We've literally bought one of their players, and they're rebuilding the whole club from it. And we barely paid any money. We paid £50 million. There's levels to Palace and Millwall. Everyone knows that. However, we've seen Plymouth beat Liverpool. There's levels between Plymouth and Liverpool. Liverpool, who's performed very well in the Champions League, who's number one in the Premier League, they got the job done. And this is a derby. It's going to be about controlling your emotions. It's going to be about fighting for the badge. And if there's one manager, that is Glasner. I think he'll get it. I think he'll watch videos. I think he'll speak to people around the club. And I think the players will be in the right mindset. But I love that. Like, I want to go Wembley. We want to go Wembley. I want to go Wembley under Glasner. That's the dream. But we've got, 2 more games or 1 more game. Yeah, 2 more. If we win this game, and then
2 more.
Yeah, 2 more. Yeah, 2 more games to Wembley, and that's the dream. And it's good that we've got him. And sounds like Royce Bullock said. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Millwall is always our biggest derby by far. I just can't wait. I love Glasner. So positive, so different from Hodgson. Breath of fresh air. He talks like a fan, and I love it. And I think that's the biggest thing. He talks like a fan, and he understands it as well, and is involved.
I agree with that.
Mitch saying that Lampard interview after we beat them 4-0 still shows up in football memes culture. Yeah, it does. Yep. It does show up. Any other players from today's performance? Turner.
Did you mention Kamada and Turner? Yeah, Kamada and Turner.
Yeah, Turner. I mean, solid saves. I think he had that one save where he had to react, but other than that, the ball.
That is the Turner that, just so we're clear, I think I want us to see if we can sign him if we can get him for under $6 million. Get him in. He's better than Matthews. He's terrible with his feet. His distribution is not good. Everybody knows that. But as a backup goalkeeper, he is going to give you saves. He's going to give you good reaction saves, which he gave us today. That is Matt Turner to a T. Don't pay a lot for him, but he's perfect as a backup to Dean Henderson. He's perfect for it.
Wouldn't it make sense to bring in the likes of maybe one of Whitworth or Goodman?
Sure, but as a third goalkeeper, not as a backup, as the third goalkeeper. I want Joe Whitworth as much as anybody, but that guy needs years of loans.
If that's the case, I wouldn't even bring them as a third choice, because I think with third choice goalie, that's like someone who you're not going to play. Like, they're just there for the sake of it. That's why Remy Matthews has been there. I would loan out Whitworth and Goodman again. I think if Whitworth or Goodman's coming to the club, they'll have to come in as a number 2. So, I mean, let's see with that. And Kamada, we already spoke about him.
Okay.
Well, we mentioned him. Tim mentioned him, but like I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed by his performances since the red card, not just this game, because he's kind of taken a step back. That's my feeling, and it's made the game look easier and feel easier than it has been before. He does the simple things right, and that's what we need. Remember, he's the highest paid player at the club, which sounds crazy. Of course, he came on a free transfer. But there are expectations. I would say him and Nketiah, some people who've already written them off. After this game, I'm pretty sure there'll be someone out there saying he didn't have a good game. But competition is healthy, and Esse coming into the side is going to only help push everyone forward, because now there's enough. And France is knocking on the door as well. So there's going to be like more players. But I was happy. Patrick, what about you?
I thought he played a very efficient game. He was very tidy with his passing. But what I like about him, and Lou's mentioned before, he's versatile. He can play that 10, he can play in the middle, and you don't have enough players like that. And I think that's what adds the value to me. I mean, he doesn't play one position 100%. Every game. 1 minute he's playing in the center midfield, then he's playing at the 10, left side, then right side 10. So for me today, again, I just thought he was very technically just clean. You had like a 91% passing, didn't really lose the ball, tried to play the ball forward. He's involved in a couple of plays, tried to get Mateta the ball a few times. I mean, progressive passing. I just thought it was clean. Again, it wasn't spectacular, but I like the fact he would just he's in there, no nonsense, getting the job done. I thought it was good. So
yeah, I've just quickly by the way, we're on 128 likes. There's over 250 of you here. Let's try to see if we can hit 150, 200 before.
Guys,
we
I've
end
got
the
bro.
show. All right, cool, Lou. Appreciate you jumping on, bro.
See you, Lou.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, bro. All right.
Take care.
Lou and Patrick, of course, will be doing a player ratings tomorrow, which will be coming out tomorrow. What was I going to say? Yeah, if you can, let's try and get 150 likes at least. I know we can all do that. There's 250 of you here. But yeah, with Kamada, just quickly, both of you, how do we see his future position at Palace now with Franca and Esse coming into the side? Do we see him maybe playing more in that midfield role with Decore being now injured, or in that number 10 role? Because he's actually been all right in the midfield role. I know he didn't play in it today and he kind of dropped deep from the number 10 role, Tim, but where do you see his future position mainly being played?
I think I agree with Patrick on this one. And I think he is very serviceable in either position, but I've been really happy that he can drop into that midfield and give us something, because he does from that position. He's certainly nowhere near Wharton or Hughes, but he does give us a progressive pass from deep in that midfield. And that is very useful. And he has gotten better. He doesn't get as easily knocked off the ball. He's very versatile. And that is incredibly useful, because Hughes is going to need a blow. Wharton is going to take his time coming back, into the side. Allowing him to come on either in the 10 or the 6 is terrific. Or, maybe there's a system change and you want to play him as an 8. I think he can do that too. So that is, I'm very pleased that he seems to have a bit more confidence wanting to play the ball forward. And I think that is incredibly useful for this side. He's a useful player. He's a tidy, useful player. And you need those players in a squad like ours.
And for me, I think he's perfect for the last 14, 15 games, because again, we lost the Core. We didn't bring another midfielder, and he can play with either Wharton, Hughes, or Lerman in the middle, so he's there. And again, he can play outside. Again, you can give Esse a rest like we did today. We don't really lose that much. We could have lost a lot. Remember, Esse didn't play. He wasn't on the bench. He wasn't there. And again, of course, we missed him, but we didn't miss as much as we could have, because I thought Kamada did a solid job. I think having him out there on the left is fine. You can take your time with Franca. Why are we rushing him? There's no need to rush Franca back. He can come back slowly. A couple things I want to add also. I thought the conditions were very, very poor today.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee you that Kamada's never played in that kind of weather before. Not playing in Italy or in Germany. So that was one thing. It's just really weird. And I just think that it's just important, like I said, to kind of have players that can do multiple jobs. Again, Lerma can kind of switch in and off. I don't think we need to worry about where he can play. I know my thought was it was the subs. I thought Glasner did a great job with the subs. Getting Chilwell minutes, Wharton minutes, Franca minutes, Kapora minutes, Devaney minutes today was brilliant, man. He did a great job with the subs, man. Everyone came in at the right time, didn't put too much pressure on Kapora when he came on, who almost got a goal when he came on. Not too much pressure on France. I gave him just a few minutes, man, at the end. Now you can get him back in 21 for a match or two. I thought today the subs for him, I couldn't have asked for any better. All 5 came on. It was brilliant by him today, really. And all could complain about, oh no, here comes Ward, or here comes Klein, or here comes Schlupp. In the past we would complain. These subs are now they're younger players. They're helping us get those wins. I thought it was brilliant today, really, by the manager. Really was.
On that point, Patrick, just super quick on this, D. On that exact point, when we're talking about Kamada, it wasn't that long ago. Then what we're talking about with Kamada coming in as a versatile player to maybe play in the middle, or maybe come in and play on the 10, or wherever, that used to be Jeffrey Schlupp. And
exactly.
I like Jeffrey Schlupp. I'm happy that he's at Celtic, but that is an upgrade, right? We agree that is absolutely an upgrade.
I agree.
Yeah, just like it is an upgrade, and sometimes you have to look at it like that. Like I was saying, let's say that Turner started every cup game. Do you drop him for the final in favor of Henderson? Well, let me just stop you there. I don't think Turner starts against Millwall.
Exactly, Henderson.
You think that's a serious enough game that you put in your first game?
Yeah.
I have no problem with that. I don't think that's harsh. I think Turner knows his role, So I think you put out your strongest side against Millwall, and that's got to include Hendo. And if it's a highly intense game, you don't mess around. I don't think that's harsh at all.
Yeah, you know what? It falls on a weekend. We don't have a game the following week. There's no reason why Henderson couldn't play unless he's sick. I mean, it makes sense. Henderson's going to play and he should play. So, and again, the reason going back to what Tim said before, I think Turner is a great person to have in the squad because he knows he's a good friend of Chris Richards. He gets the backup role. He's not going to cause a problem because he's got a great personality. I mean, the kid would be perfect as a backup. He really would be at a decent price. So from that standpoint, and again, he wouldn't have a problem sitting. Some people don't want to be a backup. I mean, Henderson didn't want to back up Johnston and vice versa.
Right.
But and Turner can do a job. I mean, people want to say whatever. Turner can come in there 4 or 5 matches and he did a clean sheet against us last year when he played for Forest. I mean, the guy he's not a bum. The guy can play.
Yeah, he can. In the last 5 games, by the way, Palace haven't conceded a single goal. Have you not realized that? Doncaster 2-0 win, United 2-0 win, West Ham 2-0 win, Leicester 2-0 win, and then Bournemouth, which is a big result, by the way. Because
you forgot the one loss to Brentford 2-0.
Away from home.
Oh, away,
in the last 5 away games from home,
you're right.
The last 4 2-0 wins, and the Bournemouth game we didn't score, but we haven't conceded a goal.
Just so we're clear on this, as in all competitions, right? I think this is still all competitions. Palace has only conceded 11 away goals the entire season. That is a staggering feat. We've been absolutely.
How many have we conceded at home, especially like in the league? Let me try to find that out because I do think going into the season with Chalobah coming in, I did think on paper this could be our best defense, especially with Glasner as our manager. But away from home, there's been no concerns. But how many goals have we conceded at home? Let me just try to find out this stat right now. At home, we have conceded
19. Yeah,
but I guess 5 of them were the Arsenal game.
It was.
5 in the Arsenal game. But
5 Arsenal, 2 Fulham, 2 Brentford. That's 9 right there of them. 9 of them in 3 matches.
Yeah.
And the Fulham one, we got a red card. The Arsenal one was like 6 shots on target and 5 goals. Like, it's the levels of defenders there. And now that we got attackers as well, we can kind of like build on this now. We can build on the defense. And we are today. Another 2-0 win. You can see it. Leicester 2-0 win. West Ham 2-0 win. It's comfortable wins as well. Like in today's watch along, I don't know if Kevin's here right now, but Kevin was asking me and Lou, like, we're winning 2-0, guys. Where's the spark? I was like, I don't need to force a spark. Like, this game is long done. Like, I'm getting excited about the Millwall game, but the game was done. The game was done pretty much at the start of the second half. And that's a comfortable thing. And it was like that, West Ham maybe a bit longer, but West Ham didn't have a single shot on target. And that's another thing. I think Doncaster had shots on target today, but we're limiting opportunities. That's the biggest thing about it. Like, we're not conceding goals, which is great. But then you have certain teams, which I remember Wolves a few years ago. They had like they weren't conceding that many goals. And then eventually it collapsed because the goalkeeper was overperforming. I don't know if Henderson's overperforming this season. It might be. But we've kind of limited chances. Like, we're not conceding that many chances against opponents, which is a good fundamental to build on. Like, this defensive record is not just because we've been lucky not to concede goals. We've actually been very good defensively. And the most important thing out of this for the rest of the season is that we can't have any injuries to Richards, Lacroix, or Gahey. And I said this to Lou. I don't know what you lot think about it. But today, Glasner not starting Klein or Lerma, which we've considered as centre-back options against a League 2 side in Doncaster, wasn't that quite telling in the first place? I don't know, because for me it was, but I don't know about you two. I don't know about you, Tim, that he didn't rotate the defense at all.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair,
we see Klein and Lerma maybe in that defense. Like, maybe they could play there, but it's like last resort, so we can't really have any injuries.
Right, and you would expect that Glasner, given the defensive record and how solid that defensive back line has been, that he wouldn't want to rotate that unless he has to. It's a bit unfortunate. This would have been a perfect game for Riyadh, for example, but we don't have that option at the moment. Certainly, we're going to go. I think it's very clear that we are going to go shopping for center backs in the summer.
Probably two. If we need one anyways by default.
Minimum. But I think you're right. At least 2. I don't think we have any youth who are ready to get a shot at center back just yet. Even though I do like some of the youth center backs I'm seeing. But yeah, I don't think we have anybody there just yet. So you're probably right. So I think it's just a matter of we don't really have the choice yet. But Glasner is going to insist that we go shopping for ball playing center backs in the summer. I am certain that's going to be one of our top priorities.
I just want to bring up this troll's comment. Adam Wharton does not impress me. He's an Arsenal fan.
I mean, that's dude.
Adam Wharton,
great. Great.
Yeah, I'm happy
he
for that.
walks
Exactly,
into your team. He absolutely walks into your team.
Adam Wharton is underrated, I realize
Thank you.
A lot of people this season have kind of downplayed it, especially the neutrals. They've kind of downplayed because when he was playing, he was injured, right? So he wasn't playing 100%. So when they watched him, if they did watch him, it's like, oh, look at Wharton. Where's the hype? He only had a few good games. But watch Adam Wharton today. If you know football, watch Adam Wharton today and you'll see how easy he makes the game look. And then don't worry, we face you in April. You'll see him there as well, hopefully if he's fit.
Yeah. That is just short of delusional that he doesn't walk into your side. That is bonkers. Unbelievably class.
I
looked up the stat you're talking about. So we've conceded 30 goals this season. Our XG against is 33.4. So it's not that much different. And we have 7 clean sheets. So we're not totally overperforming as far as defensively. So it could definitely continue. There's no reason why it can't.
30 goals in how many games we played? Are you talking about all competitions?
No, just in the league. That's the league. 24 games in the league, 30 goals conceded.
And remember, 5 of them was against Arsenal. So you take them away, it's like, it's just it's
one of the best defenses in the league. And certainly, I mean, in the away form, we've been absolutely stingy. We've been stalwarts. But
how many games have we lost now? What's our loss record looking like?
We've lost 8. 8. 1-7, drawn 9.
I'm talking about in the last 2 months because that considers the whole season. Of course, at the start of the season, we were struggling. But since December, how many games have we lost? Because that's another thing. Like we're one of the most informed teams.
3 games lost since November 23rd. 2 to Arsenal, 1 to Brentford.
Yeah,
right. Same. We lost 3 games since November 23rd, December, January, February. We lost 3 games in 3 months.
Right.
Yep.
It's been.
It's slowly things are clicking for Palace, and then we're through to the next round in the FA Cup. But as I said, we have a point to prove. The losses, I think the performances have pretty much been there. The players are coming back from injury. We've strengthened the areas that we need to strengthen. The only question mark that's really left for Palace to kind of prove that I was wrong to say that we can kick on is the home form. That's the only question mark that I have in the last 3 months. That's it.
Sure.
That's it. We're going to wrap up soon, but where do we see this Palace side finishing this season? What are the expectations from here onwards? We're through to the next round. We got Millwall. In the league, I believe we're only not that far out to Villa, who are 8th. I think 7 points. 7 points behind.
7 points behind, yeah.
Yeah, 7 points. So we've seen it under Glasner. We can go on a run as well. We saw that last season. What is the limit for this Palace side?
So I'm curious what you think about this, Patrick, because you have more historical perspective than any of us.
It's difficult though, because here's the good thing. The good thing is we're not worrying about relegation and we're still in the cup. So in past cup runs, we've always had to look over our shoulder. You can't push for the cup because you're relegation. The Vieira first season was different because we were doing well in the league, and we were doing well in the cup. You can't get greedy. I mean, we have a team. We have a group chat, all of us, and we're talking about trying to get the 8th spot for Europe. But I think expecting that and a cup run is too much. Our squad isn't deep enough.
Right, I agree with that.
I would take one or the other. I would take 8th, obviously, or 9th, whatever takes the European spot, the Conference League, or a cup final. But it's a lot to ask for both. It really is. So right now, I just want to keep it going. Get Franca fit, Chilwell fit. You know what I mean? Keep everybody fit and hope for the best. Again, we're in the best position we've probably been in definitely since Vieira, and before Vieira, probably ever. Well, Pardew, and then Pardew went on that really bad run. So right now, for me, being 12th, 7 points off of 8th is ridiculous, and 5th round of the cup. I'm in heaven, man. If you're a Palace fan now, you cannot complain about anything. I'm sorry, you can't complain.
No, this I could not agree with that. That's a great take, Patrick. I couldn't agree with that more. I feel like the best. I would love it. I'd be absolutely over the moon, D, if we get over 50 points to have our best ever Premier League finish, get to 9th, have a serious FA Cup run, and then what you do, like I think of this as Glasner's building season, and you build, have a really strong summer, and then you get to see like a Glasner team that is really going for it. I think it's a next season thing, which I know is going to displease some fans, but I'm with Patrick on this. I think we are building, and Glasner is building a team that he thinks is worthy. I get it, and I just to what this Arsenal fan Kai said, saying he's not a troll. That's fine. I do think Declan Rice is one of the best players in the world. I think if you think that Adam Wharton is that far off, he's a different player than Declan Rice. He does things very differently, but he is going to be world class in that England side. And I think if you can't see that, that's fine. That's fine.
I think
I mean, I think you will see that. I think you absolutely will see that. And I also think that Glasner is building a side that implements his ideas at a level that is going to get us in a position to challenge for European places, to get us in position to challenge for cups. I don't expect that this year, D. I agree with Patrick on that. But if you have progression, he's improving players. My goodness, look at what he's done with Will Hughes. Look at what's happened with Jean-Philippe Mateta. I mean, we are absolutely directionally going up and to the right. And so I'm excited by that. I think it's great.
I want us to be a solid top 10 club. Last season, we finished 10th. I think this season, my expectation was once again to finish 10th. I want us to like solidify our place. I want us to be a bit more consistent finishing 10th. But, I mean, you go on a run. Look, 7 points is not that much. It's 2 wins. It's literally 2 wins. I mean, you go on a run of 3 to 4 games, then that gap could easily... Villa drop points. I mean, Villa's got Ipswich next, but we'll see. It is doable. But for me, the minimum aim that I hold the club in regards to should be 10th, because we've been in the Premier League for a long time. We've got a manager like Glasner that we should be aiming in those regards. And I think we're heading in the right direction. Of course, if we get FA Cup run and go all the way to the final, finish 11th, I'm not going to be upset. But I think in the league, and I know what you mean by, we got cup competition and league games as well. But the messy bit of the season is pretty much done, though. Even if we have the FA Cup, we haven't got that many games of the FA Cup left. Even if we win all the games and go to the final, there isn't that many games, And the league, we have a massive break in March. Now, because of the Newcastle game.
Because the Newcastle game got postponed. Yeah, good point.
Right.
So we got a month off in March. We can have our own trip and relax as well. But yeah, so I don't think the FA Cup will really interfere as much with the league, because the FA Cup mainly gets played on a weekend. I know if you progress, then there'll be like a midweek game. But the odd game here and there that we could maybe throw away, I don't know. Let's see. I'm excited, man. I'm excited because this year started off very depressing.
Yeah.
There's like 9 games or so, and it was like, what on earth is going on? And Glasner's finally got it figured out. And funny enough, he always starts the season slow, right? I mean, that's what we said at the start of the season with his previous team. So we're kind of seeing it happen at Palace now.
Yeah, I think you're right to be positive, and I also think, look, as Palace fans, I mean, I get it. Some of the banter going on in the chat, like, you won't win it, haven't won it for 100 years. Yeah, the odds do not favor Palace.
But we've been very close, though.
But we've been very
one competition when we got promoted. Since we got promoted,
100%.
We've been very close, and even before, like back in the day, Patrick will know as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've been unbelievably close, heartbreakingly close to winning the FA Cup, and there's no reason we can't get back to that level again. For me, a real victory, this would be my measure of real victory, would be first thing in the summer. We find we've done enough with Glasner that we could sign him to a long-term extension. That's the signing. Like, just as in this last summer, the signing of the season was re-signing Dougie and keeping him at the club on a long-term deal. I feel the same way about Glasner. If you do that back to back, I feel like you've got something to build on.
I think that should be the focus now.
I agree.
From here to the summer, to sit Glasner down and try to sign him to an extension. And also, by the way, we don't leave London till April, if that plays a part as well.
Is that true? Wow.
Yeah, because we've got Villa at home, we've got Millwall at home, we've got Fulham away, which is of course a London club, and then Ipswich at home. So we don't leave London till Southampton, which is not really a far trip, and that's on the 2nd of April. So in terms of like the fixture list and travel.
So wait. So when I come home on the 21st, I can just stay till April and all the games in London?
Well, you can stay till, I wouldn't say stay till April because there's going to be no games after 8th of March. But 8th of March, Ipswich game, all the games are in London. And then after that, we don't have any games till April anyways because the Newcastle games got moved due to the Carabao final. So until the 8th of March, we were staying in London till technically April. I guess we'll take a break away because remember when Glasner joined, we had a 3-week break. We went to Spain, Marbella. Marbella. So maybe we could do that. So maybe like that away. But everything's looking positive. It's looking positive. Look, let's wrap up there. Thank you to Tim, Patrick, Lou, and everyone in the chat as well that's been getting involved. If you have enjoyed this and haven't already done so, hit the like button before you leave. Even if you're watching a replay, it helps us out massively, as well as leaving down your thoughts in the comment section down below once the video ends. Subscribe if you're new here. And until next time, before I go, tomorrow player ratings in the afternoon. Check that out with Patrick and Lou. Well, of course, that will be if you turn on the notification bell, you won't miss it.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
There you go.
Another reason to turn it on. But that's it from us. Millwall next.
Let's go.
Up the Palace.
Up the Palace.